Okay. Yay! Ace Attorney, let's go! I'm so excited. Okay. Episode 3, dog. You've disgraced me for the last time, Steel Samurai. The pale moon in the sky cries for your blood. The moon? No, it is you who gaze upon the moon. For it will be the last moon you ever see. See you in hell, evil magistrate. The warrior swords gleam and strike in the moonlight. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't mix next week's exciting episode. The Dark Messenger returns. Ooh, October 14th. So we are about a month out. That rocked. See you in hell, evil magistrate. Oh, stop waving that broom around. Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were here. Of course I'm here. What was that surreal show you were watching? What? Nick, you mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? He's only the most popular TV hero for young people. Young? Like, how young? 10 years old? Then what the heck are you doing getting all excited? Okay, Phoenix. I will not take that slander. Absolutely not. No way. No way. Hey, I'm only 17. That's 17. See? I'm a teen, not like you, Nick. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm only 24 myself. I forgot that Phoenix, Wright, and I are the same age. That's crazy, by the way. I don't know how I feel about that. Then watch it with me. He's really cool. And it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1. I really worry about kids these days. Gramps. Well, the Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close up the office. I guess. Wish we had some clients. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time. But no one paid any attention to the Wright Co. law offices. How am I going to pay the rent this month? So true. So true, King. Honestly, work. It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. Phoenix Wright's bedroom. Ring. Ring. Hello, this is Phoenix. Nick! Maya, what? It's still early. It's the Steel Samurai! The Steel Samurai got arrested! Huh? You mean the guy on the show? Yes! They're saying that the Steel Samurai killed a villain! Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Yeah, on TV! Yeah, on TV. No, I mean he actually did it in real life. He skewered a villain with his samurai spear. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just come to the office quick, please, Nick. Ugh. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Excuse me. Maya's here, watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers was arrested yesterday. Power plays the lead role in the popular kids show The Steel Samurai War of Neo Old Tokyo. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. The victim was Jack Hammer, who plays the villain known as Evil Magistrate. His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate costume. The samurai spear was also found stuck through the body. Police believe that this was the murder weapon and are investigating further. This has to be a joke. No, 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 it's a nightmare! The Steel Samurai is over! The world is over! Yes? Wright Co law offices. What? Nick! It's the Steel Samurai! What? Yes? Yes, of course! We'll be right there! Let's go, Nick. Go? Go where? They have the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So I've decided this will be our first case. Well, what should we do? What should we do? How can you just sit there like that? We have to get down to the detention center and meet the Steel Samurai. Does she want to investigate this case or just do some sightseeing, I wonder? My money's on sightseeing. You don't have enough information to make a case yet. Just admit it, you don't have a clue what happened. No, we just don't have enough information. My poor ego. Mia's favorite potted plant. Maya has been watering it so much lately it looks a little swollen. She's either trying to make it grow or she's perfecting her water torture technique. It's a nice day outside. The hotel across the way is always full these days. There's the bellboy happily cleaning the room. Old movie. A horrendous amount of legal books here. Yeah. Mia's desk. Actually, it's my desk now. Sitting here always makes me feel like a professional. Period. Go, King. Alright, let's go to detention. October 16th, Detention Center. Visitor's room. Oh! Okay. What's wrong, Maya? It's him, in the flesh. Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client, that's him. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he definitely did it. Murder, at least once. Maybe twice. Whoa. What are you saying? Yes? Something wrong? No. This is getting off to a great start. I don't know what his voice should be. I know, you're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh, no. No, it's okay. This is the real me. When I got the part of the Steel Samurai with that mask, I decided I'd never show my face in public until the job was over. It's the kids, you know? I didn't want to wreck their dreams. Oh. Well, I guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams. I wonder what they'll think of the Steel Samurai now. Nick. What? He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. Yeah. He didn't do it. Maya, please. What happened? Maybe you could start by telling us what happened. Yes, of course. It seems like it was only yesterday. Actually, it was only yesterday. The cast had come down to Global Studios for a run-through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 in the afternoon. But when 5 came around and the staff gathered at the studio, the evil magistrate was found lying in a crumpled heap near the set. They took off his mask and discovered that it was Jack Hammer, dead. He had been expertly skewered with the samurai spear. That's insane. What do you want? I know. Yeah. Sorry, my cat is whining behind me. The samurai spear? Yes, it's a long spear that Steel Samurai uses as a weapon. Maybe you could explain to me just what the Steel Samurai is? Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this? No, it's alright. Really. The Steel Samurai is the lead character in a popular kids show. He walks the streets of Neo-Old Tokyo, fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate. Although, I guess he did defeat him this time. Not the correct thing to say, I fear. I see. Neo-Old Tokyo? Who comes up with these names? Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came to the studio. It's at 9. We worked through some action scenes until noon. Rehearsal was to begin at 5, but I was a little tired. So after lunch, I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up, it was after 5. I was late for the rehearsal. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder? Some action hero. Phoenix, enough! What will the kids think? I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right. Global Studios. I'll draw you a map. Wow, Nick, let's go! I'm willing to bet $10 she asks for autographs. Okay. Anything to examine? No? Okay. To the studio, I suppose. Wow, so this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome! Are you excited? Old Bag is her name? That's insane, by the way. What are you doing? Get out of my stream.
I don't know if I have everything.
Out, I say.
I don't know if I have everything.
Excuse the interruption of this garbage man.
How are these here?
I don't know.
You've been wearing them again?
No.
Liar.
Bye.
I'll kill you.
Not if I kill you first.
You'll die.
Oh gosh, what should her voice be? Hey, you there! You want in? You gotta go through me! Sorry. We're, lawyers. Oh yeah? Well, that's great. I'm security. And it's my job to make sure that gawkers like you stay out. Gawkers? Gawkers, sightseers, tourists. I know the type. You heard about the incident and came to snoop around. Youths today, something horrible happens. Oh, wasted. Life of ease. I was young. My different hippie clothes. Since Nick? Will I grow up to be like her? Please say no. I don't know. It's possible. Phoenix Wright, keeping it real. Hey! Listen when you're being spoken to, youths today. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Hey, no touching! Sorry. An overhead map of the studios. Right from here is the employee area. To the left are the actual film studios. The main entrance to the studio. There was a big scene here yesterday with onlookers pressing up against the gate. Looks like a studio van. They probably use it to carry around film equipment. Tree. Anything else? Oh. The security guard station. That security lady must like junk food. There's a mountain of it on the desk in there. I can see the computer that runs the security cameras. This game, you play a lawyer. Oh, thank you for the follow. You play a lawyer, and you are solving cases, pretty much. So right now, I'm investigating a murder before we go to trial. The studios. So what do you do here at the studios? I like it. It's super fun. At Global Studios, we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my younger days. No, you were a star? Only a little twinkle between the stars here, I'm afraid, dearie. I hate her. But wow. This place has really gone downhill, you know. But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams. Hammer was a big star back then, too. He was... Hammer? The victim dummy. The evil magistrate. He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. Okay. Can you tell me about Mr. Will Powers? He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it, believe me. Little old ladies watching would lose their lunch. Where do you get off, dog? I would not be speaking too much about Mr. William, seeing how you look currently. That's probably why he thought the Steel Samurai was his big chance. No one thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jack Hammer. We don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty. Powers? Of course he's guilty. How do I know? I know everything. That's my job. I hate her, by the way. What kind of person was Jack Hammer? What kind of person? Oh, only if you knew. Jack Hammer will live in many hearts as ultimate action hero. He was simply dashing in the Dynamite Samurai series. Should I have heard of that? But there was an accident during filming 5 years ago. He got an unlucky break after that. Reduced to playing the villain on a children's program. What's more, I heard they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry. Okay. Why are you so certain Mr. Powers is the killer? I was standing right here yesterday, I was. I was here from 1 in the afternoon to 5 when they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is to the left here. So if you want to go to the studio, you have to pass by me. Only one person went by here between 1 and 2:30 when the murder took place. And that person was Mr. Powers? Yes, I saw him. Thanks. I'm trying my hardest. But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room. Oh, Mr. Powers was sleeping in his dressing room. Oh, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. But he was the only one that walked by. He's the killer. You can bet your biscuits on it. Isn't it about time for you to be heading home? There's nothing to see here. Move along. Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you. It's really fun. I have the trilogy of games that you can get all in one. They're super fun to play. Actually, we're here at Mr. Powers' request. I thought you were suspicious looking. Show me a letter of request. And maybe I'll just let you in. This lady here thinks she owns the place, obviously. Okay, we'll go get a letter of requests. Let's go. Hello, how's the studio? They all think I did it, don't they? No, not at all. Isn't that right, Nick? Right, not at all. At worst, you're a suspect. Your alibi. Mr. Powers, you aren't hiding anything from me, are you? What?
No, I'd never do that.
Earlier you said that you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch?
Yes, like a baby.
But the security lady says that she saw you that day. She says she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime.
What? That's not possible. I really don't know what to say. I was sleeping, I promise.
Mr. Powers, if you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business, and I need every advantage I can get.
I know. I'm sorry. But I swear to you on my mama's grave I was sleeping. Maybe the security lady only thought she saw me.
What did she see? He doesn't seem to be lying. About the security guard at the main gate to the studio.
Oh, the security lady?
She's terrible. She called me suspicious looking.
Yes, actually, she said the same thing to me before. Take off that mask were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the bigwigs at the studio. But let her see you stumble once and she'll never let up on you.
She's got some nerve. Do you think you could write up a letter formally requesting my representation?
Of course.
I just hope this will get me past that security lady. Okay. We'll be back. Time to talk to this bitch again. Ma'am, have a look at this. It's a letter of request from Mr. Powers. Come here. You want to say hi? Come in. Say hi. Oh, thank you. That is Kinsley. She is my favorite ever. I love her. I have another kitty named Iris, but she does not like to be in this room. I'll have to show her sometime. Okay, anyway. A letter from Mr. Powers. Hmm? Yes, I recognize the bold, childish scrawl. Okay.
To think he would entrust his fate to the youths of such unreliable appearance. Really?
Really?
Anyway, you may pass. But only left from here, towards the studio. No going to the right. That's the employee area. No one allowed inside, pal, were my instructions. The good detective told me himself.
Hey, Nick.
Hmm?
There were maps in the security guard station. Hey, not bad.
Those are 50 cents apiece, thank you.
Well, time to go, Nick.
50 cents!
Bye. See ya. Good old Midwest is for me. In the US of A. No, I am not. I am very far away. I have family down there. Period! I'm in Nebraska. So, like, smack dab in the middle of the country. There's nothing here but corn. Or so people would like you to believe.
Ah! Sir. Hey! Aren't you the murderer from the other day?
It's the confused detective.
Hey, pal, you know Prosecutor Edgeworth is all upset and it's your fault. I saw him sipping tea and staring gloomily out the window.
So? Hey! If he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work.
Get him, get him, get him!
Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, I think his feelings are easily hurt.
You're right, pal. It's all my fault. I can't blame the other people. I can blame other people all I want, but I know the truth in my heart.
Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case.
Dairy farms and corn. So true. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here?
Well, we're on this case too, pal.
Huh? Hey, you can't just go around saying pal like that. That's my endearing character trait.
I'd say he's a character, alright. So how's your investigation going, Detective?
Well, it's... Hey, I can't tell you that, pal.
Nick? Maybe you need to be a little more indirect with your questions.
Right. So, Detective, mind if I take a look at what you got? What I got?
The autopsy report. The latest version, if you please.
Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal.
Why was Mr. Powers arrested?
Simple, pal. The murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 p.m. At that time, there were no one other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, the time of death was 2:30. Only one person went to the studio between 1 and 2:30. And that person was none other than Will Powers. No one else, pal. If you think I'm lying, ask the security lady at the main gate.
Nick, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence.
Thanks for cheering me up.
About the security lady.
Oh, that sweet old lady? What a charmer.
Are we talking about the same person?
When I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and some coffee.
Remember what Powers said. She's a sucker for authority.
She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence.
What? What is this evidence, perchance?
What kind of evidence? Well, that or a photo. The photo of the Steel Samurai heading towards the scene of the crime.
What? Who took that?
See the camera up at the gate, pal?
The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign?
Yeah. Whenever someone walks by, that camera automatically snaps a photo of them.
Oh no. Nick, he has evidence. We're finished. Funny, for someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy.
What's wrong, pal? You seem down.
Don't look so happy when you say that.
Oh.
We'd like to ask the employees here some questions.
Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course, you're not going to find any clues I haven't already found.
I'm glad somebody around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go. We've got a free pass to the place. Now's our chance to check things out.
Hey, there's a camera here. Yeah, no shit. That's the security camera. It takes photos of people going to the studio. All you have to do is look at the data, and you can see who went there. Who went where.
There's a number up plate on that camera. ST1307. That must be the camera ID number. I'm a little bushed. Maybe I'll take a short rest here.
Hey, good idea, pal.
Detective, aren't you on the case?
Well, yeah, but... Hey, us detectives get tired of standing around here too, pal.
So true. Let the king rest. Detective Gumshoe, what's down the path to the left? It looks like a tree fell down over the path.
Oh yeah, that way's kinda dangerous. You should stay out, pal. There's nothing down there anyway. That's where Studio 2 used to be, they tell me. They don't use it now, though.
Studio mascot. I guess it's a monkey of some kind. What kind of monkey has a nose like that? He's holding a sign in his hands. Right to Studio 1, left to Studio 2. What is up with that thing? It looks kind of busted.
Oh, the wind was pretty strong yesterday. The head broke off. Took the tree down with it, too.
Somehow, I don't believe that. The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. Hey, it's locked. Looks like you need a keycard to get in. Makes sense that they would want to keep the non-employees out. There's a big welcome sign above the path.
Yeah, apparently the studio's fallen on tough times. They started letting people in on days they aren't filming. They make a bit extra money by charging for the admission.
You sure know a lot about this place, Detective. You know, you could always quit being a detective and work here. Yeah, and what perfect timing with the studio mascot down for the count.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean, pal?
If I... Nick, look, that security lady's in the guard station stuffing her face with donuts. I guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, and they're soft enough she doesn't need teeth to chew them.
Insane! Hey, you! Well, are you satisfied Powers is guilty yet?
Ugh. She had to make my life harder by giving that photo to Detective Gumshoe.
What's that? You giving that to me?
Absolutely not. Oh, I thought it's authority. Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am?
Oh, that? I just thought it'd be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself. These things are important, you know.
Oh, just to the left from here is the gate where the camera took with the camera that took that photo. It's my job to check the photos every day, you see. Okay. This guard station is in a central position. No matter where you go from here, you pass by my station first. Now, poor Hammer, he went to the studio just before 1. The murder happened right around 2:30, see? The only one I'd seen go through here between 1 and 2:30 was Powers himself. The security camera got a good look at him, too. If he's not the one who did it, I don't know who is.
Maybe it was you. Good one, Sonny.
She thinks I was joking. Was the victim, Mr. Hammer, a popular actor?
Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio.
Was? Past tense? I mean, he is dead. Phoenix. Oh, yes, he was great as the bearded samurai.
That too, yes. He shone the brightest back in the day. Making a star like him play the evil magistrate, it's a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him?
About the security camera.
Oh yes, the camera. It's automatic. It can tell when someone walks through the gate, see? Then it snaps a photo. Apparently it records the time when it takes a picture too. But I don't bother myself with those details. I just view all the photos on the computer over in the security guard station. I check them every day before going home, I do.
Okay. Great. Thanks. I guess.
Oh.
Should we try to go to Studio 1? Or go over to the employee area? Oh, well, we can. No one stopped us. Nick, this is where they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Hey, look, there's Powers' dressing room. No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Let's take a look around. Oh. A window into the dressing room. The glass is frosted, so I can't see inside. There's a sign by the dressing room door. Will Powers. It must be neat to be the star and have your own room like this. It's not locked. Hey, Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe we can find something as a souvenir?
What do you mean, find?
You never know. There might be something like the samurai spear.
We don't need a spear. And that's the murder weapon for crying out loud. Let's see. Cola, candy, chips, gum. It's so normal. I was expecting some cool themed snacks or something. Popcorn at least.
Wait, look. Samurai soda. Nick, try this.
Ladies first. Oops. The remains of yesterday's lunch are scattered around. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone on one of the plates minus the steak.
T-bone steak. That would hit the spot.
You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? And she's real for that, honestly. That must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment.
Wow, Nick, you know a lot about the industry.
What else would they keep in a film studio? I think that's it to examine. Dressing room, let's go. Not the bald patch down the middle. That's so vile. Powers' dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping. Or at least this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? Right. And there's a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth for his sake. This must be Powers' bag. Hey, don't open that. Look! An employee card key. That must be Powers'. It says Studio One. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it. You mean borrow. There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies.
Nick, I'm hungry.
You just had a burger.
Yeah, but I have a separate stomach for sweets.
How many stomachs does this girl have? Okay, there's a vast array of cosmetics here.
Ooh, this is the wig he used in Samurai Boogie Woogie. Nick, try this on.
No. And how can you tell the name of a show just by looking at a wig?
I, kind of like samurai movies.
Kinda? They always have mirrors like this in dressing rooms. I see my hair is still nice and spiky, just how I like it. There's some regular suits in among the costumes in here. Those must be his own clothes.
It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes.
I'd say you were already wearing one myself. Damn, get her, Phoenix. It's locked. Looks like he doesn't open his window much. I guess it is kind of dusty outside. So true. He has seasonal allergies. Leave him alone. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. Before the murder. Okay, I think that is... Oh. I wonder what else is inside Powers' bag. Stop that! My partner, the thief in training. Okay. Cool. Let's go to Studio 1. Hey. The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body.
Let's go in and check it out, Nick.
I wonder if the card key we borrowed from the dressing room will work.
Beep.
It opened.
All right, we're in.
She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. Hey, we gotta go. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here. And the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought. Oh, hey, you no touch. Oh, hey, you no touching that. Sorry, my partner's kind of, you know. Yeah, no, I don't know. Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers. WP. I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit. But do what you can for WP, okay? He never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry. Leave it to us. Yeah, excuse me. I'll take my preliminary look around the room now. Looks like a backdrop for a stage. This must be used in the Steel Samurai show. Of course, it's the mountain. Neo Fujiyama. Doesn't the Steel Samurai take place in Old Tokyo? Can you even see Mount Fuji from there? Not Old Tokyo, Nick. Neo Old Tokyo. Oh, right. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Don't touch it. Okay. Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry. This girl is out there. Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey, Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. And look! A megaphone! A real-life megaphone! Ready, Nick? Action! This girl is more troubled than I thought. Oops. What's this? That's for reflecting light. They call it a reflecting screen or something like that. The assistant holds it during filming. What? Where's your enthusiasm for all things entertainment? Well, lighting is fine, but I'd want to be the director. Or maybe the Steel Samurai. I think she's being serious. The outline where Jack Hamer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside of the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. Funny. I expected a spear stabbing would leave at least a few bloodstains. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. That's crazy. That makes me uncomfy. Is that everything that I can observe here? Okay. Day of the ground. Could you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes, I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studio isn't doing so well right now. And yesterday was the only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. In the morning, we went through the action sequences at the employee area. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area, that's where Powers' dressing room is, right? Yes, that's the place. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. Then I saw WP go into his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private... What kind of girl do you think I am? What kind? No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. Sorry. So much for getting a confirmation of Powers' alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry, I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue! A lead! Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Yeah, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? But wait, if someone had come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. So you sensed that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Yes, I think. I think doesn't cut it in a witness testimony. Nick, what about that security lady? If someone else came into the studio, she must have seen them. Okay. Alright, thanks, Penny. Moving right along. Nope, that's not where I wanted to go. Whoopsies. Whoops. Ugh, I hate this bitch. Sorry, I do. What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1, correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? All right, you better tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? We were just talking to the assistant in Studio 1. Her? She's not even a full-time employee. All you youngins are like that nowadays, running your mouths anywhere like there's no tomorrow, saying this, that, and the other thing. When I was young, I knew a thing or two about respecting your elders. Back then, it was crying shame you do you. Ah! She left. Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with this computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Yeah, why not? Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick? Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. Let's see, first I need the date of the murder. Camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. 1. That was when the security lady arrived at the guard station. ST1307. There, entered. Hey, it printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. Are you fucking kidding me? It's not even a picture of him, it's a picture of the costume. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him.
I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. October 15th, 2 p.m., photo 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day? No, that's the only one in the computer. So someone deleted the footage. Hey, Nick! Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyways, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. The enemy is sending me. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So are we done for today? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady? Yes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go make some popcorn because I'm hungry. So hang on. We'll do this. back with popcorn. Sorry. Okay. Saving progress. Oops. Got it. Okay. Trial time. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio One of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will also point to this fact. I see. Very well, I'd like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir, I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here's the employee area. The actors did a run through their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, you see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on to the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. And after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? No, I got it. I think you can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question, and that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Hey, Queen. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth had a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. It's practically my name. See, even when I... Objection! Objection. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, say I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony.
Okay. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. Well, I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. There are several things wrong with that. We have photo evidence of her being there at the fight. It was not... She did not see him. She saw the Steel Samurai. And I fucking hate her. You saw the defendant then. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright, bitch.
What errands?
Oh, well, you know.
Answer the question.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know.
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job.
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs, always. Never missed one in all my years.
Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea.
Wrong. Let me get this straight, old bag. Ms. Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct?
But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you?
Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo.
What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What?
Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised?
The prosecution would like to ask
the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good.
Let's hear about your proof, then. I never said anything. I don't mean, mind you. I never say anything I don't mean. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture.
You can see that he's dragging his legs, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
No. So he'd sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Press.
Whippersnapper?
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow, the up and up.
Mr. Wright, please for all our sakes try not to upset the witness. I think Edward has met his match. What prop? He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
Strikes me as significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. Are you absolutely sure? Well, Nick, find any glaring contradictions? Well, she seems pretty sure that it was Powers in that photo. I guess I'll press her and see if I can shake her conviction. Okay. We've already been through this. Yep. Who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing, just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through then? Trip and fall?
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony. You broke a prop. Is Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where is this Steel Samurai costume now?
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though.
Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right.
Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor?
Object. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. Are you absolutely sure? Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. You let him have it, edgy boy. Hate that. Edgy boy. Old Windbag sure has balls. Or, well, you know what I mean. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? I don't know what to present. Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. We've already done this one. Okay. I'm gonna save really quick. I don't know. Yeah. Oh! I found it on accident. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture? And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photos are printed the words, October 5th, 2 p.m., photo 2. Even I know that means that it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny. Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo 2. Photo 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that it's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo 1 if it were really the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright.
Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one but two people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself.
Eh? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means two people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help!
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are, you're a whippersnapper too.
Whippersnapper? Is something the matter, Miss Oldbag? That's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please.
Oh my god.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny, I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Oh, who the heck was in the photo that you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in?
I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids?
So on the photo you erased. It was a boy, probably second or third grade.
What? Order. Order.
Let me get this straight. You saw two people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about second or third grade. Oh, yes, well, we see his type there every day. I've switched her voice. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in second or third grade. I assume it'd be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him.
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information, and no forgetting vital info this time. Mr. Powers?
Yes.
Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio?
I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest.
So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So where does this leave me?
It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! What are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start by targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey, Nick, it's time.
Okay, let's go.
What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. You're the person who went to the studios as a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there's still no one else that could have committed this crime.
I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts?
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim.
There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. The assistant.
It was the assistant.
The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the Steel Samurai. So you're saying the Steel Samurai in the picture is really the assistant?
That's correct, Your Honor.
If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Oh, uh-oh. Bad feeling time.
Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury.
Powers and poor Hammer were to run through. Oh. She didn't know about his ankle. It's her. Yeah. No, don't. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through? There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper. Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself, in other words, has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on the matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too.
Indeed.
That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders, day whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder?
Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible.
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
The Windbag is speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today.
Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something old bag, Your Honor.
Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wait a second. I'm not going to sit up here while you run off barking up the wrong tree, me. I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk about?
By whom? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
Well, testify.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They say they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Who are these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director?
You should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So, where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
And if you look at the guide map, here it is. Go through the gate and all the way to the left.
The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but I'm good. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing. Or should I say,
We'll be going down to the studio to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
so Nick, have we figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been an old windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor old windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's go down to the studios.
Right. We'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. Alright, friends. This is where we're gonna end it today. To be continued. Okay. That is it. That means next week we get to figure out who the schmurderer was, which is very exciting. So, I'll see you guys next weekend for stream. I'm very excited to finish this episode and figure out who murdered. I have no leads currently, especially since we found out that, guess what, there's been more people on the crime scene that we were not told about. But we will be back with this episode next week. Hopefully you guys will be there. It will be at 1 o'clock Central Time on Saturday. Thank you so much for hanging around, and I love and appreciate you.